Mad Dog Unleashed. Justin, good afternoon. How are you today? What do you have for me?
I'm doing great. I am a refugee.
Refugee. All right, we like all the refugees that we can find. Here we go. Still stuck in that boat. A lot of refugees have left if you look at the reports. A lot of folks are on a boat somewhere in the East River, some lake somewhere, maybe stuck in Long Island Sound. Find me Sports Talk, please. Well, hopefully you found your home. You may continue there, Justin. What do you have for me?
So I just wanted to talk about with the implementation of technology in 2018, with earbuds and Bluetooth and communication the way it is. What is the reason that the manager would ever need to walk to the mound? They can communicate with the pitcher directly from the dugout. Certainly there are certain situations where they would need to come out, but if they really wanted to shave time off the games, they could be communicating directly from the dugout onto the field. And
well, a lot of times they walk to the mound because they necessarily have not made a decision. They want to talk strategy, and they want to give the guy in the bullpen more time to warm up. You can't give the guy more time to warm up if you take the pitcher out from the dugout and just signal to the umpire, get a reliever in. That's why they walk to the mound.
It's the same frustration that I think a lot of us have with the lack of implementation of technology in terms of calling balls and strikes. Balls and strikes would be right every time if they called them from the booth. And they had an umpire up there communicating down to the umpire behind the batter. I don't know if you saw the piece that was done on HBO with Eric Burns.
I know Eric Burns. He's into the robotic aspect of it. I've been down this path a million times with him. He wants to do a robotic umpire. So does Bobby Valentine. I like a little human touch in my game myself, where I can have the umpire behind home plate. I like the human element to the sport. But I know they have both brought up the idea to use computers to call balls and strikes. So then it's like making a line. It's like making a call in tennis, with the Hawkeye. I mean, once you see that the ball's outside, computer-wise, didn't hit a line, you can't say anything. So you do the same thing with the computer with the strike zone. Now, the strike zone would have to vary based on who this hitter's up. But I understand. A lot of people, you're not the first guy who's thought of that. I don't like it myself, but I do get it. Mary in Arlington, Texas, Mad Dog Unleashed. Mary, good afternoon. It's your turn.
Hi, Chris. This is my first time ever to get in the call.
Good to have you aboard, Mary. Thank you. How you doing? All right? What's up?
I'm doing great. I've been a Yankee fan for 60 years, and I love when you do your trivia segment, and I had a Yankee trivia question for you.
All right, let's hear it. Shoot.
So in 1961, when Roger Maris hit 61 home runs, how many times was he intentionally walked?
0. Or was it once?
Oh.
Once? Was it once? It was either once or 0. Go ahead.
0, because Mickey Mantle was the next batter.
Yeah, Mary, that one I knew. That's an easy one. Mantle hit cleanup, and so as a result, they had to pitch to Maris. A lot of people thought that gave Maris a big advantage. Here's Michael in San Diego, California. Mike, good afternoon. It's your turn. How are you? That sounds like a Steve Torrey call. Mike, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? I'm kidding. Mary did a good job there. I'm kidding. Go ahead. That's on your mind now. Let me hear.
You're going to put some live blood on that. Traveling Man, Bob Seger.
You know what? We're going to do our other song a little later on. But all right. Go ahead. What's on your mind today? Let me hear what you got.
This Hosmer, I'm turned around. At first I didn't like it. I like it from this standpoint. And I thought the same thing as you. Keith Hernandez in 85 went to the Mets, set the table, and also Steve Garvey with the Padres in 83. So I thought the same thing over the weekend. And the reason I like it is he doesn't have to be great. Myers doesn't have to be great. The great players that they need to have are in the farm. It's Tatis or a couple of other guys. That's the guys that are going to be in the forefront and be the great players. Because if they don't come up with these guys, they're not going to...
Doesn't make any difference what Hosmer does. Now, you're there, and I know that's hard to gauge a palpable buzz, but is there any juice for the Padres in the last 48 hours based on this signing?
Yeah, I think there is some juice, but there is a little quagmire now. You got this outfield, and a lot of people... I like Renfroe. He's too young to give up. He's got some power, and Margot is set. And from what I understand, and from your boy Verducci, he thinks this Jose Perella is going to be a breakout star. And then they got other guys in the minors. Now you put Myers in there, And, I wonder if it'll come down to this, maybe trading Myers. You're going to have to include a prospect because his contract goes up to $20 million starting 2020. And maybe to unload that contract, and it gives you a little more wiggle room. You got some money to spend. So, when the time comes, like you said, man, the Astros don't win that World Series without Verlander. When you don't want to become the San Diego Pirates. When it comes down to getting that guy, you want to have that money.
I don't think, though, they're at that point where they want to give up on Myers just yet. He just signed that long-term extension. He made a commitment to the Padres. He didn't have a great first year with it. I believe this was the first year of the extension. You got to give him a little chance. I'm not sure if they're ready to unload him yet. He's a young player. He's not great, but he's a good player. I got to wait. Listen, they might be, after this year, they might want to say enough, but I don't know if they're at that point quite yet. Greg in New Canaan, Connecticut. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Greg, welcome. It's your turn. How are you today?
Oh, good, Chris. How are you today?
All right, Greg. Nice to talk to you.
I've got one idea using technology to shorten the length of games. There's if you cut the changeover on the innings in the ballpark to 1 minute, and then you had the other minute and 20 seconds. I think it's about a 2 minute and 20 second average per changeover. Then if you applied technology, you would have somebody that would blip out 80 seconds of the ensuing inning, and you have enough dead air there, so you could do 8 to 10 second blip outs where you just the announcers are not talking. And so, therefore, the game on the field would not change. But
so you want to
20 minutes.
So you want to put where do you want to put the commercials? The 30-second commercials that every team's bloodline and they have to have in that 2:05 segment. Where do you want to put those spots? If you want to move the game along in 1 minute, you got to come up with two 30-second availability.
No. Those commercials stay on the air. It's just that when in the ensuing play-by-play broadcast, you just take out 80 seconds of dead air time or non-action time, and just basically
Well, where do you put the commercials? You're not going to put the commercial in the corner of the screen. Those commercials want to be in the whole screen. So where do you put the commercials?
No. The broadcast commercials are all the same. It's you take out the batter stepping out of the box for 10 seconds and getting back in the box. That action is not shown on the TV screen or described on the radio, but everybody in the ballpark gets to see it. So you're taking out 80 seconds of dead air time out of the play-by-play and leaving all the commercials in there and letting them run to their full length.
Yeah, well,
you take out 80 seconds per half inning. You'd shorten the broadcast time by 20 minutes.
Yeah, again, I don't exactly know what you want to mean. If the players are out of the batter's box and the pitcher is off the mound and he's not throwing the ball or in the box ready to hit it, how are you shortening the game? The game is not shortened until you get 54 outs. How do you shorten the game? I don't understand how you do that. You got me confused. You want to do what when he steps out of the batter's box? So there's 80 seconds of dead air. I'm not sure how you change that. That's where the pitch clock came in. We'll talk to Steve Phillips about this and other things. Stick with us.